Yo, so in today's video, I'll be showing you my 7-month progression from controller to keyboard and mouse. I'll be showing you guys day 1 all the way up until today so you guys can see how good I have got in only 7 months. I'll be giving you guys tips on absolutely everything I've learned on keyboard and mouse, but also whether I think it's worth it to switch to keyboard and mouse this far into Fortnite. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the very first day, day 1, apart from choosing my keybinds and sensitivity, the very first thing I did was practice my building, in specific my 90s. I was surprised at how fast I was able to pick it up in such a short amount of time. And it was because I found very optimal yet comfortable keybinds, which I will be talking about later in this video. While doing my 90s, I would sometimes mess up, but overall for my very first day, I became pretty consistent with them. Just by spending a lot of time in creative, my fingers got more and more used to the keybinds, and I was already starting to build a lot of muscle memory. However, there's still so much room for improvement, which you guys will be seeing later in this video. I finished the first day off by practicing my edits, and I would mess up quite a lot with my edits, but just like with my building, the more I did it, the more consistent I would get at editing. So I just spent hours on my first day practicing my building and editing, trying to get used to all the new keybinds and sensitivity. I hope that after seeing my day 1 progression all the way up to my 7-month progression, this could motivate you to switch to keyboard and mouse, whether you recently switched or are thinking about switching. I have a bunch of new tips and tricks that I bet you have not heard anywhere else, so hopefully it will become helpful in your progression. Many of you guys don't really know where to start or even what to do when you switch to keyboard and mouse. So for the first month or so, I spent a lot of time in creative practicing a lot of different maps to practice my aiming, building, and piece control, which I will be sharing with you in this video. As you can see, the first couple of days my aim struggled, and it was just for the simple fact that I was very new to keyboard and mouse. My fighting just looked so robotic and clunky. I would also get super nervous in fights and start to choke my edits, builds, and aim. So I decided I would start playing against more players in realistics and box fights, since I was still unsure of myself. If I'm being honest, this really did help me get used to fighting, and the more fights I got myself into, the less nervous I would become. At the beginning, I would mess up a lot of my edits, but after doing a lot of fights for a couple of days, I would get less nervous and stop choking as much. I'm sure many of you guys have that same problem, that when you first switch to keyboard and mouse, you get nervous when fighting. So the only way to overcome that is to just get in as many fights as possible. After about 2 to 3 weeks of doing this, I stopped becoming nervous in fights. At the beginning, I would only focus on my building and editing, so I was ignoring my aim, which is what many people also do when they first switch. However, aim is just as important as building and editing. It might even be more important than building and editing, since it's the only way you can get a kill. You will not kill a player because of your building and editing, there's just no way. After 1 month on keyboard and mouse, I realized my mistake and started to do aim duels every time before I got into a realistic, box fight, or arena game. Like I mentioned earlier, many people always ignore their aim when they switch, so as a result, I always have people telling me that their building and editing is fine, but their aim is struggling. So by far the best map for you to do is Aim Duels. I do these almost every day, and they really help me out since you shoot at real players and not just robots. Don't worry if you don't have anyone to play Aim Duels with, because there's matchmaking for Aim Duels, which I will link in the description. I realized pretty early on that if you want to improve at a rapid pace, you need to create a warm-up routine that you do every day before you start playing. I highly recommend doing this because this is what made me progress at such a rapid pace. Maybe start off with free building for 5 to 10 minutes, then move on to Raider's Piece Control course and run through all the different scenarios. And lastly, finish it off with 10 minutes of Aim Duels. That is just a quick warm-up routine I recommended to you, but you can always add or take away any maps, but I believe that the warm-up routine I just told you about will help you out a lot. Anyways, another reason warm-up routines are so important is because this is when you start to develop muscle memory for your keybinds and sensitivity. So your editing, building, and everything else will start to progress the more you do your warm-up routine. After 2 months on keyboard and mouse, I realized that creative was not everything, so I started to play arena every day and actually made an entire progression series on it. My game sense was not too good at all, so at the beginning I struggled a lot, and like before with me getting nervous during fights, the only way I improved my game sense was just by playing a lot of arena games. As my skill base on keyboard and mouse got better and better, the support on my YouTube channel has just been getting greater and greater. So I just want to say a massive thank you to anyone watching this video right now and to anyone who has supported me in any way, shape, or form. It is greatly appreciated, and I still cannot believe we're at 17.6k subs at the time of recording this video. There's just one thing I want to quickly ask, and it's that YouTube's been telling me that 54% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you enjoyed the content and want to see more, just hit this subscribe button. It massively helps me out and I cannot express how much I appreciate it. Now let's get right back into the video. One thing that's heavily misunderstood in the community is KBM settings. I did not change my keybinds at all and I've stuck with them since I switched, and the same goes for my sensitivity. I made sure when looking for keybinds I would choose the most optimal yet comfortable keybinds for me. So I highly recommend you don't rush picking your keybinds and sensitivity, but you take time testing it out and everything, especially in the first day. I say this every progression video, but I feel like each month I progress more than the previous month. My piece control has just gotten so good and I can easily box people up. Playing Raiders piece control map every day has really started to pay off. It makes me so glad to know that my work has paid off and that I have not just been wasting my time playing some creative maps. It goes to show that hard work does pay off. This past month I've been focusing a lot on Arena, and currently at the time of making this video I have 12k Arena points. I stream playing Arena live every day at 3 PM Eastern, so be sure to stop by if you want to see the big Vermax getting some W's live on stream. My game sense in Arena has improved a lot because of how many Arena games I have played, and it just comes with experience, and this is a huge part about keyboard and mouse. I feel like playing Arena so much has definitely helped me improve as a player. I've just been playing super aggressive W-king every player I saw, and a lot of times I would die, and this is a huge part of the learning process. You have to die and make mistakes so you can learn from them. So don't get frustrated when you die because it is completely normal and it will actually benefit you if you learn what you did wrong in that fight and just stop yourself from doing it again. I hope that by watching these clips on screen right now, you can tell just how much I have improved on keyboard and mouse. With my entire 7-month progression, there's only one thing that I regret, and it's not learning enough retakes. To be honest, my building is probably my weakest part, and I spend a lot of time practicing my piece control, which led my building to slack a little bit. I only know 1 or 2 retakes and I always do it, and that's it. I might do a creative warrior progression, so comment play if you want me to do one. I feel like I could really benefit from it, and if you guys enjoy it, why wouldn't I do it? It would be a win-win situation. With all that being said, I wish you guys the best of luck in your progression, and I hope that the tips and tricks I gave you in this video at least helped you out a little bit. If you made it this far into the video, you might as well subscribe because that means you enjoyed it, or I provided some kind of help to you. A sub would be greatly appreciated. If you have any questions while watching this video, feel free to message me on Twitter and I'll respond to all of your questions. I'm live on YouTube every day at 3 PM Eastern time, so if you want to see the big Vermax get some W's live on stream, be sure to stop by. We currently have 436 members in our Discord server, so if you want to be a part of the Vermax community, be sure to join it. The link for it will be in the description. The very last thing I would like to say is that we have 197 people using code Vermax, and we're trying to get 300 by the end of the month, so I would really appreciate it if you could pop in code Vermax. With all that being said, it's been your boy Vermax. Stay safe and take care.